Hey guys, this is Mark Rodriguez,
And Paige.
and we're continuing this whole TMNT movie countdown. If you guys have noticed by now, we're going back to the first 4 theatrical release movies before the new one just hits this weekend. And we already did Turtles 1 and Turtles 2, and now we're going to go with TMNT 3, The Turtles Are Back in Time. And yes, this movie is the one that most people think is the worst, and people don't like it, they hate it, blah 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 blah. And honestly, I have not seen it that many times since the first time I went to see it in theaters way back then, you know. And well, let me just give a basic plot. And like I said before, the thing about the videos is that this is between a difference is between someone that saw it back then, like me, to someone that probably saw it for the first or second time in more recent days, like Paige. Okay. Let me just give a quick plot synopsis. This is a little complicated because all that feudal Japan stuff is kind of hard to figure out. I guess it's like these two warring like Japanese clans back in the 16th century. You know, the time of samurais and all that stuff. And I guess there's a girl named Mitsu and a guy named Kenshin or Kenshiro. I forgot. Bill's Ken something. And like they have to be together because them being together, you know, prevents war between the families or whatever.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes. And they have this magical
Now
scepter.
I can understand the stupid movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know what's going on. I guess it doesn't help that I wasn't really paying attention to the movie, but I did not know what was going on at all. And there's this English pirate, I call him a pirate.
Yeah,
With his gang of pirates.
I'll get to this part in a bit. But yeah, so they have the scepter and everything. And then meanwhile in modern day New York, the turtles are still living, you know, in that subway place they found in the last movie. April comes to visit, April buys them random stuff, and for
From
Splinter,
like a flea market. She was about to go on vacation. She got the stuff to entertain them like little kids. Here, go, Mikey, just entertain you.
Yeah, so
I could hide away.
So she
gets
Casey. Okay, so she gets Splinter, the scepter, also exact same scepter. And
even though she doesn't know what it is, so what's the best way to buy stuff? I don't know what this is, so I should buy it.
That is a weird, dusty old thing. I'm sure Paige will love this. I'll just get it for her, you know. But anyways, like the same time Kenshiro's holding it, it starts glowing and lightning and sparkling and all that junk. Same time April's holding it in modern day, and kabam! They switch places in time. So Kenshiro's now in modern day wearing April's clothes.
Also, speaking of ancient China time or Japan, sorry. Japan time, he was looking at a scroll about the old legend or like an old legend or future prophecy. But I don't know if it's a prophecy or a legend.
Like a legend or something.
The legend, prophecy, whatever it is, shows the 4 turtles fighting.
Yeah, that was kind of strange. Or like demons that look like turtles, but it's just too coincidental and everything. But so anyways, like I said, Kenshiro winds up in modern day New York, and April's now trapped in Japan. And the funny thing, I did not catch this line when I was a kid, but like I guess you switch clothes. So April's stuck in Japanese clothes, and Kenshiro's trapped in, you know, the clothes April's wearing. So I got.
I gotta do the joke. I gotta do the joke.
You say it.
Okay, well, I don't remember which turtle it was.
That was Mikey.
That was Mikey, but he said, "Wow, you got in April's pants."
Yeah, I know. And also, I think he's also lucky that April happened to be wearing jeans and not like a dress or something, or a skirt or something. But anyways, the turtles, you know, Donatello figures out what the scepter is, how it works and everything, and it's like you gotta have enough people to like transport and everything. So the 4 turtles get ready, and they bring in Casey Jones from the first movie just to, I guess, watch over Splinter and everything.
So to protect Splinter from like the guy that was already brought over and whoever else is brought over.
Yes. So the turtles all go back in time, and like, you know, 4 samurai guys, honor guards, are in his place in case he's got to watch over him. In Japan, the turtles would suddenly appear on horses, and
because
Mikey.
Even though they thought it was priests, originally they planned to be it priests. I don't know how you could predict something like that.
I think Kenshiro told him that the scepter was in the temple, so they thought they were going to just arrive in the temple, but they didn't know that, you know, things change, right? They're moving it elsewhere. And
that's how they figured it out. I don't know. I must have missed the part while I was Googling something or just messing around.
Well, the turtles just appear on horses randomly, and Mikey's like backwards on his horse.
And on the warrior, their warrior costume, not costume,
samurai armor and stuff like that. So Mikey gets captured, and Charles, they got to go rescue April.
By the girls.
Yeah.
Clan.
Yeah, by Mitsu's clan. The Charles gotta rescue April. Charles gotta go rescue Mikey. They find each other.
They gotta get the lantern back, whatever, the staff, scepter, whatever.
Yes, and then in the meantime, like Paige mentioned, there's like these colonial people, Walker, and he's trying to sell his guns and cannons and everything in exchange for gold and money to the samurais. He's trying to convince them throughout the movie that you need my weapons. It's like this stupid war. If you had these guns, because this is, of course, keep in mind, this is back then when all this gun stuff was like new technology. Like with my weapons, you could win this war easy. But the Lord Norinaga is like, no, my honor guard can take care of this. So he's kind of sabotaging things on purpose to kind of like provoke it, so that he could be like, oh, I need this guy's guns, give me all, pay him all the gold he wants, buy his weapons and all that. And
wow. Going over my head.
Yes, and of course April, when she gets locked up, she meets, I guess, Casey's ancestor, some dude called Witz that looks just like Casey. And this is something I didn't know. I didn't even think about this because, again, I was a kid. Well, as a kid, I didn't even know it don't look that alike. But I was wondering how he could play this guy with very short shaven hair and yet still have as long hair as Casey Jones. But yeah, Chuck Rodriguez pointed out that he was wearing a wig at that time when he was Casey Jones. And yeah, I guess when you notice it, the hair does look like a lot flowier and brighter in color than he did in the first movie. Like when you compare it, if you did like a side-by-side comparison. I did not know that. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, so all the stuff, Charles get along and everything, and I guess one of the plot points is that in the beginning of the movie, Raphael's complaining because the Charles were like dancing and practicing and stuff, showing off their moves. Raphael's complaining, why? Like, who cares? No one knows we're down here. We're just stuck in the sewers all our lives. Who gives a crap and everything? So now that they're in Japan, after they saved this kid's life and everything, everyone loves them. And Charles can just basically walk around like regular people. They're respected. They're honored because they're supposed to be demons or spirits and stuff like that. So and you're out in the fresh air. I like this. There's like a scene where Raphael's talking about the water. Look at the water, man. No beer cans, no pollution, no dead fish. It's just water. It's nice. It's nature. So that was kind of like a thing. And then Michelangelo was falling in love with Mitsu, which I think was kind of weird and little I don't know. It was weird and messed up because she's in love with Kenshiro also. And Mikey, like, dude, what the hell? You're trying to take his girl? Like, what the hell? That's just...
That's our guy.
I know,
but
that's just weird. So, as you can tell,
kids, it's like, hey, kids, take someone else's girlfriend.
After all, Mikey does it, so it's okay. But anyway...
Just make sure the guy doesn't know ninja skills, work with swords, any weapons.
Or make sure he's trapped in another time period because he can't do nothing about it.
Yep.
Okay, so anyways, more fighting happens. They're fighting over the scepter, lots of stuff. Of course, it also gets complicated because the bad guys get the scepter, and it's a matter of they need it within certain hours or whatever, so they could go all back in time.
60 hours or 2.5 days?
I think it was 60 hours. And, or else they're, stuck in the past forever, and all the things. So, that's the basic plot of the movie. But, so now for our opinions. Well, one thing I gotta say though, well, first of all, the movie gets a lot of flack because, well, first of all, I don't know the behind the scenes reason or whatever, but I do know that the first two movies, the costumes were made by the Jim Henson's Creature Shop, and that's why they look, good quality and everything. I honestly don't know who made the costumes for the third movie, but the quality, is lesser. But now that I really look at it, I don't know. It didn't look that bad. I think maybe because in this movie they were out in direct sunlight, you can actually see, because the other movies they're in the sewers or in dark areas, they're hiding in a TGI building at night. All that stuff was mostly at night and everything. So now that they're actually out in sunlight, I guess you see the full detail of their costumes. So I guess it does show off that they're kind of rubbery or something. But and I do have to admit, turtles, they do look kind of crappy when they're looking to the side. The mouths don't move as fluid. Like sometimes, most of the time in the movie, the mouths are literally just open, close like that. While in the other movies, even though it is kind of limited, they still kind of accentuate the faces when they say like, you know, like goes through and stuff like that. It's not just ma. So that's kind of, and its picture looks horrible.
They don't show very much. It's like the chest up.
It's like it didn't like finish the puppet in time for the movie or something. It's weird. It's just
they would like show it like coming out like
a window. So it's always like peeking out of a window or
just like you. There's like other scenes that would be like the full body, but like somehow like.
But the camera just doesn't go down low enough or something to show it. Or yeah, it was weird. It was like, but he looked real bad. They should have put more effort on that one for sure. And another thing that surprised me too is that, well, first of all, I was surprised they made a third movie in the first place because at the time it came out, the turtle stuff was already kind of on its way out. It was kind of dying already. The cartoons were, I mean, it was just that time.
Maybe
you know?
Maybe that's why they changed it. Maybe they're trying to revamp it, trying to get everybody's interest back again, and trying to make it interesting again.
Yeah, but it was weird.
I was a baby, so I can't say much about it.
Yeah. And then, of course, the biggest thing, too, is that the movie, it basically doesn't have anything to do with the Turtles. It's like a time travel movie with the Turtles in it. There's nothing... Yeah, exactly. But, you know, obviously it can't... I mean, I understand. Obviously, you can't use Shredder again. You killed him twice. It'll be cheesy to him to survive again, you know. And... I don't know. People were complaining. You should have used like the Rat King or Krang or some other enemy that we know, from the Turtles, and not all this made up stuff. And I mean, if they wanted to do a time travel movie, they still could have put something. It still could have been like back in the day, and like maybe the Foot starting, and the Turtles don't know what to do because if they mess up with history too much, it might affect like them or something. Like they could have done something racial.
And then Doc Brown comes in saying, "You might alternate." No, 1991.
Oh,
we must go back to fix your failures at being turtles.
You have to make sure that Hamato Yoshi buys that pet rat in that same pet store in that same day. You know.
Or you guys are fucking screwed.
Exactly. But I don't know. Watching back the movie, I don't know. It wasn't as horrible as I remembered it to be, or everyone keeps saying it. You know. I guess some of the lines were kind of cheesy. That cheesy jokes, cheesy lines, you know, dialogue. But I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. The other movies were also cheesy. I mean, with the whole Turtles, each of them one by one saying something. That one has to be like radical. Those gotta be like awesome. And Donnie was always the one saying the lame thing. Like they were also kind of lame in their own way. I don't really see this movie being cheesier and lamer than the other ones in comparison. It's just I guess it wasn't enough, you know, turtle stuff, like turtle bad guys, you know, or something. They just bring Casey Jones just to be there, not really do anything, and like, you know, significant. And yeah, it was just kind of weird, but it just wasn't that bad, that bad as I thought it was. I just think maybe for the other people, the whole Japanese subplot, everything going on, I mean, all that stuff, boring and you don't care. And honestly, for me, I mean, this time, of course, as an adult, I actually try to pay more attention to know what the hell's going on. But as a kid, you don't have patience. It's like, ain't no time. I don't know I got time for that. You just want to see just the turtles, you know. You don't care about Kenshiro and Mitsu and everything. So, Paige, before you fall asleep completely, what are your thoughts on the movie? What you saw?
Like how he said, kids don't care about that. I had that mindset. Like I really didn't care about it. I was like messing on my computer. That's why I did the last two movies, but I paid more attention to those movies than the third movie. It was kind of too serious for it. Obviously, it had its usual turtle humor and the usual goofiness here and there, like the cheesy. Oh, you thought, were you looking for the Addams Family? Cricket. But like it had its humor and funny points, but I just the whole concept of like going back in time to Japan, I don't know, it was kind of boring, and then like it was confusing. Now after Mark saying about like how it sounds like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, maybe the bond will fuse the two tribes together, or whatever you want to call them, clans together. Could just said simply like that and be a little bit more interesting and not so confusing. Well, I call that guy a pirate. The Englishman, I call him a pirate. They pretty much are pirates. I didn't care for it. The costumes, I was thinking it was horrible. I was thinking they were going to be terrible, horrible, ugly things, but they weren't as bad as I was expecting it. The body, you could tell was really like foamy. Obviously it is made out of foam, but you can really tell it is. But the faces, like the heads, are the worst parts of the actual full costume. It's like the frontal view is not so bad, but whenever it comes to the side view, you could, like the faces is just like oblong, especially the mouth. It's like oblong, than like normal. It's like shouldn't be that out there. So the costumes weren't as bad. People are probably like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But they aren't as bad as he was making them sound like.
Also, I mean, like I said, I haven't seen the movie for a long time, but that's everyone's like biggest complaints. And I was like, well, look, it wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad? But
it's a step down, but it's not like that bad, you know.
Everybody thought it was like a giant leap down a cliff, falling face first into big, sharp rocks. So I wouldn't have personally just watched it movie. It's kind of boring. It definitely went a different path than what it normally was, like the Shredder, and then something different. At least they went something different than trying to do it all over again like another Shredder movie or something evil. It's at least something different. They tried something different, but I thought it was too serious. Like the concept of like warriors, Japan, clans, it's just boring.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's not like the best one, but I guess it wasn't as bad as I remembered it, and
well, you were a kid back then, so anything that's more like serious is no.
Well, it's not that. I mean, I still watched it. Everyone was like complaining about it, but I still want to see it. You know, I still made tell our parents, you know, let's watch it together. And this was.
Did you say this was the movie you went to the theaters, or
yeah,
was
this
it the
is
last
the movie. Well, it's either this one or the Mario Bros. I forgot which one of the two were the last one before we left Chicago. But it was the only Ninja Turtle movie that we all saw as a family together. Because, like I said before, first one we saw on VHS. Second one, a friend took Johnny and me. This one, it was like me, Johnny, and my mom and dad. We all got to see it together. Mom and dad probably bored out of their minds now that I think about it. But yeah. I mean, even Mom would have been smart enough to ask, like, well, where's that Shredder guy or something, you know?
Your dad? I would feel like your dad would just fall asleep like my dad.
Yeah,
he would just fall right to sleep too.
He would.
Honestly, I would too.
I remember, I forgot. That was one of the superhero movies, like, one of the newer ones, like Spider-Man. One of those movies was the only movie that was so awesome or so whatever that it just kept my dad's interest from beginning to end. He didn't fall asleep.
If it was a Wonder Woman movie, he would be awake, eating popcorn.
Yeah. But, anyways, like I said, the movie is not that good. It's a real step down from the other ones. And, but it's not as bad as I remembered. I guess you guys want to see it at least just to check it out. It's worth at least a look at. And some of you might be completely jarred by it, but I don't think it was that bad personally. I don't know. The Splinter thing was horrible.
I got it. I got a question for you. Okay. Mark.
What?
Okay. If you had to pick costumes or turtle design, which one would you pick? Shut up. Movie number 3. Or the 2014 version. Which one's better?
That's not fair. I don't know. That's horrible. Because the third movie is lame and not as good as
not the plot line, just the costumes or CGI or however you want to consider it.
That's not fair because the new movie uses a whole bunch of extra junk you don't have in the comics and.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, now I know what you mean.
All the readers, it's like
I know what you mean now, but you have to choose.
I don't know.
You're fans of
yeah, but you can't choose the crappy Turtle 3 costumes to the crappy CGI with the do-rags.
You have to pick now. I challenge you.
I don't know.
Okay, fans, what do you think? Which one's the best? Oh, I should say which one's the worst. How about that? That'd be easier.
Yeah, which one is the worst? So do you think the Turtles 3 costumes are worse, or do you think the Turtles CGI with all the extra stuff like the do-rags and the
hoodie around the waist
and all that stuff, and the nostrils, people complain about the nostrils and the lips and everything. What do you guys think is better or worse?
And Donnie's like headgear, oh dear gosh, and like the broken glasses with the tape, like geez, you really have to make him like the
nerd.
The nerd, what do you call it? The symbolic geek. They always have like the broken glasses with tape around it.
The other things I want to mention real quick for the movie, just, by a final random trivia, is, well, first of all, the Donatello guy, Corey Feldman, that was in the first movie, I don't know why he wasn't in the second movie, he's back in the third movie, so that's pretty cool. And he's also the guy who voices Slash in the new Nickelodeon cartoon.
Which movie? Which character?
The guy who plays Donatello.
No.
I mean, the voice doesn't even sound the same at all. It's hard to notice, but it's the guy who plays Slash now. And, of course, April Paige Turco is back in the third movie. And, of course, Casey Jones from the first movie, Elias Cotillas, how it's pronounced, is back in this one. So, it's interesting revolving door. And it's also noticeable that of all the characters, the people who voice Leonardo and Michelangelo are the only two people that have voiced all three turtles throughout the movies without changes or anything. Raphael's been a different voice actor in each movie. And like I said before, Donatello had a different voice actor in the second one. But it's still weird. I don't know the behind the scenes reasons of why they changed actors or whatever, but that's interesting. And another thing to bring up, lots of people also were saying, sometimes they were comparing, because now that we know more the comic books, they were saying that if it was a time travel story, then why don't we have Renet in the story, because she also has a time scepter that looks like that. But again, she's in the Mirage comics, she's like a blonde bimbo girl that travels through time too. But again, remember that back in the day, all we knew about were the cartoons, and she was not in it, so we would have been just as confused as seeing her in it than anything else anyway, so that wouldn't have helped. So anyways, guys, that basically wraps up, I think, this episode, don't you think? Yeah. Any last comments or words of wisdom? Okay, that kind of wraps it up. But anyways, guys, that wraps up this particular episode of the TMNT Countdown. This concludes what I really think is the real trilogy. You'll see we got one movie left to go, and that movie is supposed to be a sequel, but I really
sequel
don't.
To what?
To these ones. I really don't consider.
CGI?
Yeah, I really do not consider it to be a sequel. Honestly, the only reason is because that final scene has like this trophy room and you see Shredder's helmet, but like the movie style Shredder's helmet and the time scepter and the samurai armor and stuff like that. But I still don't consider it a sequel. Did you watch this movie? Yeah, I think you did, but we're gonna watch it again anyway.
What is it about?
The turtle separating.
Oh yeah.
But we'll refresh your memory soon. But yes, that's the last movie we have left to see. So see you all next time.
Then why did you? Never mind. We'll discuss this after we finish up.
Yes. So anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap this up as we go to the next episode and review TMNT before we finally see the theatrical release of the new TMNT 2014. This is Mark Rodriguez here.
Hi, Paige.
Yes, and we'll see you all next time.